Perhaps one of my favorite, and to my opinion, one of the strongest array method is array mapping. Imagine if we were to take our array of professionals, which if we were to console log them out, we have, let's focus on the athletes, okay? We have Neymar Jr. and Lionel Messi, both athletes. What if I wanted to add Allen Iverson and LeBron James into that list, but I wanted to be a little bit more specific in terms of their profession, and not just theirs, not just Allen Iverson and LeBron James, but also Neymar Jr. and Lionel Messi. I want LeBron James and Allen Iverson, I want their professions to say basketball player, and I want Lionel Messi and Neymar Jr. for theirs, instead of athlete, to say soccer player. Before I added LeBron James and Allen Iverson, I can create a function and I pass it an array, and I pass it the condition that we're looking for, okay, and I pass it the value that we want to change that condition to. So that function would receive these three variables. It would create a new variable, and it would have we would create a for loop to look for that variable, change it, and add that new value to the temp array that we created. And then that function would return the array to us. So we can say const updated professionals, okay? We can say change profession. We're gonna pass it the professionals array, and we're saying look for all of the athletes, okay? And we're saying changed it to soccer player. And now if I console log out updated professionals, all Neymar Jr., Lionel Messi went from athletes to soccer players, okay? And if I went this route, that would be perfectly fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this statement, but there's a much cleaner way to do this. One that doesn't include writing, let me see, from 72. Okay, you know what, let's get rid of all the white spaces. From 72 to 82. That's 10 lines of code that we didn't have to write. So how can we make this cleaner in one statement? Well, that's where Array.mapping comes in. We can say let, or we can say const, doesn't matter, updated professionals. We're gonna say professional map, and then we're gonna say people, okay? And then we're gonna say profession, and we're gonna say we're gonna give it the first condition. We're gonna say athlete, okay? So it's going to iterate through it, and whenever it finds an element inside the array that matches a profession of athlete, we're going to do something with it, okay? If the element's profession did not match it, we're going to return said element. So in this way, what we're doing is using map, array.map with a ternary operator, okay? And so far, look at what's going on at the bottom, okay? Right here. I'm saying look for all the ones that has a profession of athlete. So far I'm saying return an empty element, else we're returning the full element. That's what's going on here. These two are empty elements inside the array, but all I don't want to return empty elements. I want to just change the profession. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the spread operator, and I'm going to return the original version of it. So now you see Lionel Messi, Neymar Jr. still have athlete as their profession. Now I'm going to target the profession property, and I'm going to pass it what I really want. So now we're going to say soccer player, and voila, Neymar Jr., soccer player, Lionel Messi, soccer player. Now, if I want, I can say updated professional. I can do unshift. I can say name LeBron James. Actually, let's use let here. Profession basketball player. Now, if you'll notice, when I use unshift, if you remember, it adds it to the beginning, okay? I can also do updated professionals if I want to push it at the end. Name Allen Iverson and profession basketball player. So I have LeBron James and I have Allen Iverson as well. So if you have to manipulate an array, change the properties of an element and whatnot, array mapping is your friend. You can do it for several things. You can do it to change the properties of an element an array. You can also, if you're using it for React, you can use Array.map to display several UI elements that share similar properties. Okay, it is very powerful, and I hope you guys find many different ways to incorporate it in your journey. I'll see you in the next video.